gives all the boys a bit of a mention on the front. Now, who's going to make the whole shot down to Gerard? Oh, great start from Brendan Roberts. I don't know whether that was anticipation, but what a fly.
That was perfect timing. It was perfect timing. You saw that off the line, and look at the gap into Gerrard's in the first lap.
Unbelievable that he really did get that perfect. Or premature. We'll wait and see. I'm watching my monitor just to see if we get a jump start situation from any of these boys. And a lot of pushing and shoving already going through Gerrard's for the first time. It's going to be hectic down into turn one. That is for certain.
Well, as you mentioned, there's one down there into Duenas, 2-3. Real unfortunate. So easy to happen on the first lap.
There's nothing you can do about it. Again, it's a situation that Edwinas is one of those braking areas where everyone's trying to jockey for a bit of a position and somebody gets tripped up.
So difficult turning in there into the first left on the racetrack, and these tyres, although they've had 2 warm-up laps, not quite up to an optimum temperature for racing.
This is a tricky part of the track for me. The left-hander down the hill, you're asking for the power. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's a graphic example of it. Left-hand side of the tyre, the corner side of the tyre, and it's all a bit of a worry. Have another look at this. Well, it was
mid-pack there.
Yeah, somebody just out-braked himself, really, and dumped it in the front of the whole lot. I don't quite know who it was.
Hard on the brakes as you're turning in there, all the weight of the bike on the front tyre, not quite up to temperature, and just gives away like you're on ice. Brendan Roberts.
Yeah, no jump starts, I can tell you from my monitor here. So this is a straight race. Haven't got to worry about anybody picking up any time penalties. No drive-through penalties today because the pit lane can't cope with it. Look at this. 42 and 28.
James Rose, 28.
42.
Brendan Roberts.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice pass.
Yeah.
Long way round.
I remember that big wall to the right-hand side of the hairpin. I remember Sheen getting himself stuck up against that. He put his knee out to corner the thing. The bike backed itself in and wedged it against the wall, and he sat there for about half a lap while everybody else passed him. Unable to move.
Billy McConnell, other Australian rider, up into 3rd position.
Adam Jenkinson up in the 4th place. Now, Adam Jenkinson off-road too. Adam Jenkinson, remember, he won the first 3 races of last year's R6 Cup. And, well, he hasn't really flattered us this year, has he, at the moment?
He hasn't, but he's a steady qualifier and he always comes good in the race. And I heard that his practice bike had been set up slightly different from his race bike, so when he got to Brands Hatch, he's been struggling a little bit with setup. Although he can't change much, he can adjust suspension such as compression and rebound front and rear, so really just been fine-tuning that bike. And I think, considering he's not a good qualifier, he did a good job finishing up 7th on the grid.
Well, he gave himself some work to do at Thruxton, but came through into 2nd place there. That looks like Nibbo.
It's number Connor Cummins.
Is it Connor Cummins?
3?
You might be right. Yeah, it is. Good spot. Connor Cummins at Gerrard's then is off. The only reason I know that is not from knowledge, it's from the monitor in front of me. I'll let in some secrets. Yellow flags being waved, no passes. That's the accident of Connor Cummins at this car. It's the fastest place on the course to fall off.
Slippery surface flag there, the red and yellow stripe flag.
Or as Larry Carter would have us, the diminished adhesion flag.
Diminished adhesion.
New lap record then, 55.550. The old lap record was by John Boy Lee. He's out in the race at the moment. So John Boy Lee, whereabouts is John Boy Lee? He's 5th at this moment in time. Fastest lap goes to Brendan Roberts on bike 42, your race leader. Still James Rose having a look at the hairpin. Nice tight line, but I don't know where he's going to go with it.
Different lines, shorter distance, but doesn't really put himself.
Yeah, it's not going to work going down into the bus stop, really, is it?
Doesn't put himself in position for passing, unless Brendan misses a gear coming out of there. It's not going to happen.
I've got to say, that's you could probably follow somebody for the next 10 years and they won't miss a gear out the hairpin. But then again, Gerrard's out on the wide one. He likes it out there, Brendan Roberts.
Different lines, you can see James Rosen have a bit of a moment there, a bit of a twitch, but
James Rosen has the fastest lap, as we know at the moment, that new lap record. Keeping a look down to Adam Jenkinson in 3rd place, a long way back. It's another fastest lap, look at that. So every lap James Rose is quicker, but it's Brendan Roberts that leads. Through the S's, up towards the hairpin, bottom gear. Tricky little corner, everything bouncing in there, and again, Roberts and James Rose side by side. I'll eat my words if James Rose manages to make that work.
Brendan Roberts had been a touch wider there. There would have been an opportunity for Rose to get down the inside into the bus stop chicane.
Looks like he's going to have a go down into Gerrard's. That's a brave move as he manages to make that as they go into the braking area. Great move, excellent stuff from James Rose. Brendan Roberts always out wide here anyway, so James Rose may well have a little bit of a squirt in the middle of this corner. You might think you're just going in there with an equal throttle. You're not. You can actually ask for a bit of power in the middle just to gather some momentum in the middle of the turn. Whoa, backs it into Ed Wieners. James Rose out front then.
Good past that, and like I say, there is a few lines around Gerrard's. If you run out wide, it's not the end of the world. You can pull it across. You see coming across start finish.
Got a good
line
run,
here,
didn't he?
down the inside. James Rose, number 28, down the inside. Has to turn it tight, but Roberts round the outside.
All started with a really nice devil's elbow exit, though, I feel, and just got that little extra run of momentum behind Brendan Roberts, and managed at this particular point. Rose is very, very good here. Exits it really, really quickly, the 28 bike.
Now it's number 42, Brendan Roberts' turn to have a look behind James Rose.
James Rose in the thick of the action at Thruxton, third place there in the last round, of course. Only scored 2 points in round 1 at Brands Hatch. Disappointing from that, which is why he's in a lowly position regarding the championship. But Brendan Roberts, in typical Australian style, is not going to let him get away with it. He's going to have a right old go back. Thank you very much, Cobber.
It's a great thing about foreign riders coming here. Riders that might have grew up at Mallory Park Club Racing have got pretty much the same lines every time they come here, but Australians have never seen the place before.
No respect.
No respect, do what they want. Troy Bayliss is the classic example. Oh. The first few races he did in 1998, it was frightening where he was going on the racetrack.
I think they're saying that about that in MotoGP, aren't they?
He's been there a few years.
Yes, now. Devil's elbow. It is Brendan Roberts that's reasserting himself at the front. James Rose again, good drive. Tell you what, Brendan Roberts might just be complaining that James Rose has a faster motorcycle than he does, even though they're supposed to be all the same.
They are all identical, I do believe that. They're all on D28 Dunlops, completely standard R6 engines, suspensions in, they have an end can to make the bike sound a bit nicer.
Look at James Rose through Gerrard's, just superb. Slides himself up the inside as they come to Ed Wieners, then great manoeuvre again, all built in the corner before. Carried the momentum onto the little straight, onto the back straight before Ed Wieners, and now puts the the Australian spins out. No, it's not. James Rose.
It's James Rose.
James Rose spins out.
Easily done. It's such a fine line between getting traction
on that left-hander as you go up the hill.
And the back coming around. Yeah, I'm sure that's stinging.
Let's take another look at that then. Well, that's incredible. He was on such a tight line and it just went round on him, didn't it?
I think just what you said, he turned it tight, which was the thing to do, to try and keep the RPM up, keep the gearing low and get up there, but he got on a dirty part of the track, back comes round.
I can tell you on that, there's Rob McElnay, of course, the daddy of the R6 Cup, as he looks around. My point that I was coming to before we saw Rob Mack was that inside line, the track dips. The camber is better on the outside than it is on the inside. The camber is considerably different, and that's what would have unloaded his rear suspension and let him spin out.
It's always tempting to go there.
You watch, just on the inside there, it just dips. Nice to see the medical team leisurely stroll up through the middle of the track.
Now, you mentioned Rob Mack, the daddy of the R6 Cup, Virgin Mobile Cup, but he really is. He's like the parent of every one of these lads out there.
He'll be clucking. Not to mention the cost of the broken
that'll be second priority.
Now, what's all this about?
Safety car.
Good enough.
I don't think Brendan Roberts even realises James Rose is gone.
Yeah, you're probably right. And
he will see it on his pit board, I'm sure. But
if anybody wondered at home why he put his foot out, I hadn't seen the monitor here saying that we got a safety car situation, and I wondered as well. I thought he was making a retirement. It's usually an indication to the riders behind that you're going to slow down, and indeed he has. Quite correctly.
He can't believe his bad luck. He's got that big gap and now he has to do it all over again.
Well, he's got to work hard on Daniel Hegarty, hasn't he? Daniel Hegarty, fastest lap at Brands Hatch at the beginning, didn't score at Thruxton. I thought it was him that had a big crash, I think, at Thruxton, Daniel Hegarty. Only 11 points at Brands Hatch, so he's way down the order, but he could be a bit of a threat, Daniel Hegarty, because he's looked pretty good to me when I've watched the R6 qualifying sessions. Qualified, by the way, qualified in 6th place. There you go, on the wheel-to-wheel racing Yamaha. Amazing, he only started road racing. I'm having a quick look at his notes. You'll forgive me for having to do that, and I readily admit to it, but these R6 Cup boys, some of them are so young and so new to racing that me and Neil really don't know them personally. It's a situation where we're learning as much about them as you are at home. And that's the fantastic thing about R6 Cup racing, is that there's just people being introduced to us that are going to be future champions.
well, you pass them in the paddock and they're so young, they're like children that have come along with their parents for the day, so you never really realise that the race is just... We talked about Michael Niblett before the start of this race. It looks like he was one of the riders that went down at Edwina's on the opening lap, because I don't see him on the leaderboard here.
Yeah. I wonder if you're nervous when you see these young men looking longingly at you as you wander through the paddock. I wonder whether any of them have anything to do with you, Neil.
Don't go there. Please don't go there.
I apologise, Jan. I know you're watching at home.
Jan watches avidly and might be yours.
There's no way back once I've said that.
Too late. I'm not even going to try and get out of that. Yeah, well, maybe they are. The fast ones, anyway.
Only teasing, Jan. So then, behind the safety car, James Road was the best lap, but sadly not going to be going for that again. There is the... oh, it's interesting to see Mark Pollock. Where is Mark Pollock at the moment? 11th place.
11th.
A long way behind the leader, 5.5 seconds behind the leader. But Mark Pollock will be trying to gain as many points as he possibly can. He leads this series by 45 points from Ian Lowry on 38. Ian Lowry at the moment is only in 5th place, so...
of course, you can't drop your 2 worst rounds, so this may be one to drop.
It might well be. Certainly will be as far as our man James Rose is concerned. So the lights are off on the top of the pace car. The pace car will come in now. And these guys are not allowed to pass each other until the start and finish line, which is a real discipline, because normally when the pace car comes off, there's only 50 yards to go before you come to the start and finish line. And here at Mallory Park, for safety reasons, they don't send it round this bus stop area when it comes in. So backing them right up is Brendan Roberts, your crafty monkey. Backing them right up and slowing them down so he can get a slingshot out of Gerard's corner. Bearing in mind that the tyres will have cooled down, which could cause a problem for these bikes. As soon as they lose a degree or two, then you go on the left-hand side of the tyre, big problem. Not for Brendan Roberts. His biggest problem is Daniel Hegarty in 2nd place.
Daniel Hegarty's made the most of that. You can see right in the slipstream of Brendan Roberts.
Out wide.
He is wide.
Certainly Hegarty there was very wide indeed. He's pulled it back to the apex now, but that cost him a little bit of time for Brendan Roberts. 3rd place, Adam Jenkinson. That's given Jenkinson, who was in the hunt all the time, but because the 2 front runners had managed to get away, Adam Jenkinson was having a bit of a struggle back there in 3rd place to close the gap. But this time, the gap's come to him.
Well, he's putting a strong season together. Got that 2nd place at the last round at Thruxton, so looking like another rostrum position here if he can hold off Billy McConnell, who's in 4th place on the Tamworth Yamaha.
To the bus stop. Down through Devil's Elbow in front of our commentary position now. Over the line. Got to say that Brendan Roberts, he was quickest in practice for that pole time, and he looks very strong now. He's got rid of James Rose.
He's very strong. It was a 2-horse race, and looks like it's a 1-horse race at the moment. He just got this place completely sorted out.
Number 12 has jumped off at Shaw's hairpin, which is a bit of a shame for him, Alex Camia. So Camia the younger, he's out at the hairpin. Did he jump or was he pushed? Always a question when it comes to the hairpin here. He's okay though, I can tell you. Through the Lake S's, up towards the Shaw's hairpin now. Brandon Roberts. Looks a big lad on that R6.
He's got a wide line there at hairpin. That's maybe just a tad too wide. Jenkinson come together with Billy McConnell there.
Yeah, Billy McConnell, I think, just about getting the best of that, didn't he?
Like he's just going to ride over the top of him.
I was going to say it. Jenkinson's really been taken out as far as Shaw's hairpin's concerned. So, well, emphasising my point about did he jump or was he pushed, because that is always the case when someone's trying to bounce it underneath you to grab the position. Jenkinson still in 3rd place, so it was Jenkinson and McConnell coming together, but McConnell came out worst. Look at this. Oh, weaving away in the middle of the road. Dear me. I won't criticise anybody, they're only youngsters, but really, you do not cross from one side of the track on the back straight.
Well, for your own safety more than anyone else's, best to stay out of the way.
Back at the S's.
Yeah, just
have a look at this. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Oh.
Wow,
Jenkinson having to go back at Brendan, back at Billy McConnell, I think.
Yeah, really aggressive manoeuvre there, maybe a bit unavoidable, but not good.
I think McConnell had actually got the position already done, and then Adam Jenkinson was having to go back.
Let the brakes off.
Used him as a berm.
Yeah.
It's all legitimate in Virgin Mobile Cup.
Everything goes.
Roberts over the line, Hegarty next. I don't think Hegarty's got an answer to Brendan Roberts today. Mind you, Hegarty will be happy with 20 points, I would imagine. can see you scanning your paperwork over there, Mr. Mackenzie. So
yeah, Daniel Hegarty, the
fastest lap. That's another fastest lap to Hegarty now. Look at that, 55.1. 55.1 is an absolute lap record. So a lap record for the Virgin Mobile Cup. Daniel Hegarty now holds the lap record here. He was the fastest lapper at Brands Hatch in race 1 of the Virgin Mobile Cup. So that young man really is finding his feet in this class.
Yeah, Daniel Hegarty, 11th in the championship with 11 points. Didn't score at Thruxton.
Down through Devil's Elbow, Brendan Roberts, the Australian, just looking so dominant through practice, through qualifying, and now in the race. We're on lap 17 of the 20. Roberts on that unfamiliar to me wide line at Gerrard's Corner. Definitely unconventional here at Gerrard's, but working for this young man.
Well, it's the long way around, but it sometimes tends to be a bit more grip out there. What you have to watch is the overbanding, the track where a track joins in the middle. That can be a bit unsettling if you continue crossing that, but no problem for Brendan Roberts.
Up to the hairpin. Absolutely smooth on exactly the same line. He just runs in there with the brakes on and finds that wide line. Again, it's an unconventional situation, but of course, if you've got no one who can nip underneath you, that'll do for me.
It certainly works, and it is quite camber there. You can let the brakes off, and the bike will turn around there, and there's no one, as you said, going to out-accelerate you to the bus stop chicane.
Alex Camilla is now in pit lane. He's just rolled down from the hairpin into pit lane. Still Roberts, a 1.3 second lead it was last time round from Hegarty. Billy McConnell still in 3rd place, 2.3 seconds off of Hegarty. Jenkinson has slipped half a second behind McConnell. That's your top 4 at the moment. Ian Lowry in 5th place, Tommy Bridewell in 6th place, John Boy Lee in 7th place, Christian Attu in 8th place. And again, straight round to the hairpin. Runs in tight, runs out wide, lines it all up, squirts down to the bus stop. Not across the curbs, using just the tarmac. I've seen a lot of boys on the R6 Cup using those curbings. There's a bit of a shortcut across them. There it is, place 1, +1. P1 for the place. How many seconds behind? Just 1, they're telling him at the moment.
Yeah, well, 1.5 Hegarty is actually behind Brendan Roberts, and Roberts actually increased his lead by 0.2 of a second on that last lap, so keeping it smooth, keeping it in line, staying up front and increasing the gap.
Mark Pollock drops another place down to 13th now, so the series leader has dropped to 13th place. He ain't going to get many points down there, that's for sure. In fact, only 3 points. So he'll add up 3 points to his lead of 45. Ian Lowry at the moment only in 5th place as well, so he's not going to score big points. The man 2nd in the championship. But Brendan Roberts is going to leg himself right up the order. He's only in 13th place in the championship, scored 4 points at Brands and just 9 at Thruxton. So this is a real result for the Australian. He's going to leap up the order with 25 points. Last lap time, Brendan Roberts, make no mistake. The 19-year-old Australian looking pretty good, looking stylish, and making this track all his own. Oh,
whoa!
I'll shut my mouth.
Oh, it's never over, is it?
Not till it's over. Certainly some unconventional lines here and there from Brendan Roberts as far as we've seen before here, but they work absolutely for him. Lap record as well, of course. Doesn't come any better than that. Pole position, lap record, race win. That's a gentleman's set.
He's keeping it smooth, and he's increased his gap again. His gap at the front there by another 0.2 of a second, 1.7 seconds on that last lap. Very, very impressive ride from Brendan Roberts.
But an equally impressive ride from Daniel Hegarty. We'd be saying exactly the same thing about him if it wasn't for this man, Brendan Roberts, over the line then to take his first win in the Virgin Mobile Cup. How happy is he going to be?
A little bit of history there. The first foreign rider to win a R6 Cup race. Of course, Rob Mack didn't let any Australians or anyone else in from another country up until this year, but...
I wonder if they pay him in dollars then, Australian dollars perhaps.
Pay Rob Mack, yeah.
I think you'll find that the Australian doesn't realise that there is a rule in British racing against giving backies to people.
That cost myself and Neil Hodgson £1,000 each 1 year. It's now
that now confirmed. Brendan Roberts, a win for the Australian. 2.3 seconds his lead over second place Daniel Hegarty in the end. Billy McConnell, another Australian there in third place. Adam Jenkins in, despite that bashing session he had with McConnell at the hairpin, he finishes in fourth place. Ian Lowry is in fifth place. Young Tommy Bridewell in sixth place. John Boy Lee seventh.